the root foundation of everything that I teach. It's primarily your ability to connect with your limbic system, with your unconscious mind, with your emotional brain. And its language is the language of metaphor. I'm sure you're all familiar with what metaphor is, but you might have not been taught it in this way. So the average person uses about 1 to 4 metaphors per minute in their language, but they run over it as if it's just an arbitrary word, not paying any attention to it. What I want you to do is next time you catch yourself speaking a metaphor, catch someone else speaking a metaphor, I want you to catch that metaphor and develop it into more details with those questions that I previously gave you. Because once you can use those questions, you can develop it into more information. But be aware of how you use metaphors, because everything in your life is structured metaphorically. That is the primary language of how we think, is metaphoric language. And then from there, it stems into evaluative language. And if you look at my other courses, I go into a lot of detail about this, because this is the primary blueprint about how we create emotion, how we can change emotion. So staying within that gives us power, so much power. So metaphor language is the mediator between the unconscious mind, which creates all the states that you feel. It creates all the emotions that you feel, whether they're bad emotions, good emotions, that's where they're stemming from. And the way it works is through reiteration, rehearsal, consistency. So whatever you think about consistently, whatever you feel consistently, the unconscious mind, because you're feeling it and thinking about it and having those images and maybe playing those internal thoughts, those internal sounds, majority of the time, your unconscious mind thinks this is what you want more of. So it creates a self-fulfilling, self-perpetuating loop of emotion that you feel. And that's why kinesthetic keeps returning until you give it a new instruction. But most of us never knew how to. We weren't taught the language. And the language is staying within metaphor, it's staying within symbolism, it's staying within description. So metaphor is the language of your emotional brain. And everything in your life is based in themes, metaphoric themes. Now that I'm mentioning this to you, you will begin to become more aware of how you use metaphor, how you think in metaphors. But it first starts is catch the metaphors that you use. Become aware of the metaphors that you use. You know, I have a heavy heart. Your heart's not really heavy. How heavy is that heart? What kind of heart is that heavy heart? Is there anything else about that heavy heart? I've got the weight of the world on my shoulders. I feel like I'm shackled. I feel like I'm stuck. I'm in love. These are all metaphors that we use and we abide by when we use them. So I want to share with you an interesting experiment that was done. They took a whole group of people and they took another group of people. And this group of people they gave very jagged objects to, like sandpaper and sharp metal objects and very uncomfortable cold steel, rust, all of those kinds of things. And then they gave the other group of people soft pillows and blankets and feathers and all these kind of fluffy, cuddly, comfortable things. Now, just by me mentioning that, you can already start to sense the difference. This group of people felt frustrated, uncomfortable, out of place, irritable. This group of people felt calm, relaxed, joyful. Now, it just shows you how everything in life we abide by metaphor, even physical objects. When you take this to heart, I'm sure you can apply this and see how this relates to many areas of your life. Remember, metaphor is powerful. Learn to identify internal metaphors. Learn to build metaphors out of kinesthetic sensation, and you're going to be on the road one way into having your emotional control, which it's our birthright to have, and we all deserve it.